Hey guys, Saiyan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to finish off the new Goku Story Edition Red Zone stages with Stage 3, the Android/Cell Saga. This one is the only one that has a mission to use a specific team, so we are here using the Tournament Participants team. I thought for the sake of, as he's only been on one banner, not using Tech UI. I mean, technically he's been on the New Year step up, right? But I'm not using my Tech UI Goku. We're using all of the older Reps of Universe 7 units that all have their Easy A's. Obviously, this team's still going to be very strong. And of course, going to use a friend Tech UI Goku. So I would imagine this is probably going to be one of the better ways to do the mission if you don't have Tech UI. Obviously, Tournament Participants isn't completely restricted to Tournament of Power, but with how strong some of these units are, I feel like this is probably the best way to go. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump in and see how we get on. So this one is very different to the other two stages in that there are only two phases. So we start off in the time chamber with Gohan. Gohan has 200 million HP. That's quite a lot. What effects does he have? So it can't be sealed, can't be stunned. Disables, yeah, he can't be defense lowered. He can be attack lowered. He greatly increases attack and defense. Deactivates the effect that greatly increases attack and defense. What does that mean? Enemies key -2. That's annoying. Okay, so... Oh, it's a territory ability, that's why. So you can deactivate it with like a domain. Okay. So we've got the friend UI on turn 1 and the STR UI on turn 1 as well, which is a bit awkward because obviously they share the same name. But we will go ahead and put the friend UI here in slot 1. Go ahead and do this. We haven't got great orbs on this turn for the STR UI, but none of the phases in this one disable dodge. So... There you go, Tech UI starting off nicely here. But yeah, this is, I think, the way to go, right? Like, especially if you don't have your own Tech UI Goku, it's just bringing a friend one. Of course, once we get him transformed, then he will have the potential to just go ham, get those counters off, do tons of damage. But yeah, it's only two phases, but both of them have a lot of HP. So Gohan has 200 mil, and then the second phase is Perfect Cell, and he has 250 million. So... the only difference is that Gohan isn't really going to be doing a lot of damage. His super attack only says 616k. But obviously, I guess I'm assuming that's before taking into account the greatly raising attack from his territory ability. But greatly raise is like 50%, right? So even then, it's still under 1 million for his super attack. So we'll see how we get on. Kaioken Goku, obviously he's probably the most outdated and kind of risk unit on the team, but the cell in the second phase is physical, so hopefully he should be able to get some build up, and of course we could potentially then get the crazy like Spirit Bomb turn, which would obviously be very, very good. But I mean, you can see here we're not exactly doing crazy amounts of damage, so I think this is a good opportunity here. Let's let you get built up because you're going to get hit so many times here. You're going to get your revival built up. UI obviously dodges 100%, so we should be perfectly safe on this turn. Able to do a decent bit of damage here as well. It's only 4 mil. Yeah, he only lowers our key. That just seems very low for turn 1 for Vegeta. 4 million. And we didn't get the additional, annoyingly. But he's built up his defense and his damage reduction here, so he should eat this. Yep, double-digit damage. 9.8 for UI. I mean, I know we've only got the one... Wait, is it 170 or 180 now that they've got their Easy A lead for Goku? But... kind of surprised to see the numbers this low. Is there something I'm missing? Yeah, because he's only lowering our key. If he was lowering if he was like passively lowering your team's attack, then I could understand that. But like even Frieza and 17 used to seeing bigger numbers out of them. I mean, it shouldn't make that big of a difference not having Tech UI as our lead, but Double check his abilities here again at the start of the next turn. Because yeah, we're used to seeing like everyone on this team easily going like starting off with like over 10 mil. Freezer and 17 up to 9.9. I mean, they've done a decent bit of work this turn in terms of the damage output, but as you can see, it's taking a while to kill this guy. So yeah, let's double check here. So nullifies can't be sealed, can't be stunned, can't be damage defense reduced, can obviously be attack lowered, greatly increases attack and defense, enemies key -2. So even if his defense is really high, that shouldn't make our attack stats lower. So that's unusual, but hey ho, it is what it is. So let's do this, and then get a couple of rainbows there for you. Because yeah, Tech UI obviously not the craziest link set with the STR Kaioken Goku, but he's already at 10. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's maybe I'm just used to seeing them on the 200% leads, but even so, I know like Blue Evolution Vegeta and AGL UI, like they link decently well. They're not each other's like best link partners, but don't know. Maybe I just haven't used Vegeta in like turn 1 slot 1 for a while, but it just strikes me as being a lower attack stat than I would have expected. But you know, we continue. 12.2 for Kaioken Goku. Let him get his build up here. Take a couple more hits on this turn. We've been attack lowering Gohan a little bit here, so his normals shouldn't really be doing damage to anyone in any sort of significance. Another hit for you to build up your passive. 16 for the blue boys. I mean, yeah, that's not bad for them. We didn't get a ton of orbs. Maybe it was just a bad turn for Vegeta, I don't know. But these guys lower attack with all of their supers. So every super they get off here is just nerfing Gohan even more. Lowering his attack. At least if we're getting normals, we're getting crits, but they're not exactly doing insane damage. Right, so we've got the revival active for Vegeta because we took so many hits in turn 1. So we don't really need to worry at all here about anyone getting killed. Let's get the full 24 key for both of you. And get the 18 key for you as well. So it should be a solid turn. Get a couple of hits in with Vegeta, get his damage reduction up. So even if he gets supered here, he'll be fine. Like I say, regardless, we've got the safety net of having the revival active here anyway. So there you go, 16.3. That's a bit more like it, rather than 4. And then the additionals means, of course, we crit on the first one anyway, but additional supers means guaranteed crits. Nice. Third one as well. There you go. A much stronger performance on turn 2 than on turn 1 for Blue Evolution Vegeta here. I'm really looking forward to the new Blue Evolution Vegeta. Obviously, Vegeta is one of my favourite characters. The art for that card looks awesome. And obviously this LR, even though he is now, of course, still very good with his EZA, we haven't had a new Blue Evolution Vegeta since him, right? Since the 6th year. So, yeah, 6th year. It was his EZA last year. So, you know, he's almost 4 years old. 4 years since we got the last standalone Blue Evolution Vegeta. So the fact that he is seemingly having a unit super with UI Goku as well is very interesting. I'm assuming that is going to be a Dokkan original animation because as far as I can remember, I mentioned this in the video last night when I was recapping all the new stuff, but pretty sure they never fought together in those forms, like at the same time. So that means his unit super is going to be a Dokkan original animation, which is very, very cool. What are these guys? Why can't I remember what your active skill is? Is it a permanent buff or is it one turn? It's one turn buff, isn't it? Key 7, defense 77%, and gets crits for 1 turn. Yeah, we'll save that here. I probably shouldn't use the domain straight away either, really. If I get those 3 orbs to give you the 24 key, we're not going to get 2 orbs for Kaioken Goku, are we? Unless that AGL drops. It did not. Maybe I'll just keep you here for now then. Keep them on rotation. Now, the interesting thing about Cell, considering we talked about the how crazy the start of the Saiyan Saga stage was, even though they weren't hitting insanely hard, the fact that Raditz and Nappa both have AoE super attacks. Well, yep, you guessed it. Cell has a Ki Blast super attack. So it does Ki Blast, an AoE super. So it does 616k, apparently. Immense damage to all enemies and greatly lowers defense. So that's the thing, when you see like 600k, it's like, that's not too bad once we take in our start of turn defenses and stuff, except it lowers defense. So this is one of those things where, like, with the wrong team, like, he super attacks in slot 1, he just kills you. So certainly going to be interesting. One of the reasons why we're saving the Freezer and 17 active skill, because obviously they get a lot of their damage reduction and their big defense after they've attacked. Whereas if we use the active skill, then obviously they get that, like, defensive buff, which will then obviously help them if they have to eat the super before they get to attack. So, Koken Goku's not going to finish him off, that's annoying. Although I suppose at least it means turn 1 against Cell, then we can just domain with Tech UI Goku, because Int Blue Evolution Vegeta can just finish off Gohan at the beginning of the next turn. But yeah, you can really see the effect of, like, these guys having such an insane amount of HP. The fact there's turn 6 and we still haven't killed Gohan yet. And then Cell has slightly more HP than Gohan. So Vegeta take these hits and then finish them off here. But of course we have all the active skills, right? We're going to transform Tech UI. Then we've got Vegeta's active skill. We've got AGL UI's active skill. Freezer and 17. Potentially building up to the Spirit Bomb if we take some damage as well. Like, hopefully we're going to be able to just churn out a ton of damage. Cell does get attack and defense with each turn that passes, 15% up to 90. So obviously, ideally, we want to finish him off as quickly as possible. So using the active skills early is probably a good idea, because while his defense is at its lowest, like, get all our attacks off. So let's have a look. Here, he gets each turn passing. Nullify, can't be sealed, can't be... Nullify reduces... Oh, he has damage reduction as well. But unfortunately, as we know, territories get cancelled out by domains. So let's go ahead and do this. Activate our domain. And so now, if we go ahead and highlight Cell, we now don't have those abilities in play. So that means that he can also now actually be sealed. So if you get a domain active against Cell, then he can be sealed, which is definitely very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's use Freezer and 17's active skill as well, so they get the defense buff here. That puts them at like 940k. So yeah, even with being defense lowered, hopefully that means they're not going to take a lot of damage from the AoE here. And then we'll do this, and then we'll do this. All right. So here we go. So Tech UI obviously guaranteed dodges everything in slot 1 and then counters. So we don't have to worry about him taking any damage. Obviously, without supering first, his counters don't do crazy damage, but counter the super. STR UI dodges. Yeah, see, they still took, was that 240k? So yeah, the AoE super from Cell, definitely no joke. Which is why being able to remove his ability with a domain and then seal him would obviously be incredibly useful. So yeah, Tech UI definitely going to be one of your best options here, because if you have Tech UI yourself, it means obviously once this first one's domain runs out, we can then just activate the other one. So if we'd built the team, I don't know if there are any like big sealers on the Reps of Universe 17, but obviously that could be very helpful here. Because, yeah, that could be some interesting damage. We have the revival with Vegeta for the next turn anyway, so we don't need to worry too much about dying on the next turn. But definitely something to consider. And now post-Super Goku, 6.4 million on the counters. Really, ideally want him to get crits here. At least finish off this bar of HP. There you go. So 2 bars just from UI Goku. STR UI Goku, obviously not the craziest anymore, but I mean, think about his Easy A is basically a year old, right? Because he was the Easy A for the countdown celebration, counting down to the 9th anniversary. So his Easy A a year old at this point. Obviously got the type advantage, get those crits in, and then Freezer and 17, yeah, they can do a lot of damage on this turn. Hopefully we get good RNG with the additionals, because, yeah, on their active skill turn, they can definitely put in a lot of work here. Who have we got on the next rotation? I think we're not going to have... Ideally, we want the blue boys, like Blue Evo and Blue Kaioken, on the same turn where we have the revival, because they very much are a unit that get a lot of their defense by attacking. So, not ideal for them to have to take like an AoE from this guy. Yeah, they're not on this turn. Do we have the Spirit Bomb? What's the HP for the Spirit Bomb? Do we have it? No, we don't. That's annoying. What is it? 59% or less. Okay, that's annoying. All right, well, in that case then, I guess we are going to go ahead and throw out our active skills here. So we'll go ahead and active skill with Goku. Obviously, I know if we get the revival this turn, then obviously their next turn around, the active skills would do more damage. But I think if we fire these off here, and then we're getting off our full, like, big key super attacks, we are going to do some big damage. Vegeta's going to get the Dokkan attack here as well. So I think... Oh, and Cell can heal. Nice. I think this does pretty much line us up here for GG. Of course, if we die first, that's a bit annoying. But 130. UI didn't dodge. Great, okay. But then he gets his revival. So both the revivals were active, but UI got his, which is probably better for us because it means on his next turn, he then has guaranteed dodge. But this is the problem, like I say, with bosses that do AoE super attacks. Get AoE supered in slot 1, and that's it. We didn't do any damage. We were still alive, but we didn't do any damage to him that turn. So that's awkward. What's his cooldown? It's only 6. So he could obviously very easily now just be super attacking in slot 1 again. Awkward. Alright, well, UI hopefully doesn't super in slot 1. UI gets the super off here. We need as many rainbow orbs as we can get, but it's only 2. Yeah, this could be a bit awkward. But yeah, normal attack obviously get countered. I can't believe AGL UI didn't dodge. I'm pretty sure Kaioken Goku would have tanked it as well, which is really annoying, because then big damage we would have got off on that last turn. But yeah, Rainbow UI is at what? Yeah, it's only 12 mil. He's a character that also isn't designed for, he doesn't do like the one big attack stat, which is what you really want for like a Dokkan attack character. He gets his damage by getting his couple of attacks off and then getting a bunch of counters. Now, Cell is attacking multiple times afterwards, so we do have the potential to do some big damage with counters, but we also do have the potential that the blue boys take a lot of damage from that AoE. Because that's the thing, with him greatly lowering your defense, if he's basically reducing your defense to like close to 0, that means his super attack is doing 600k. Which is not the end of the world. Like, that's survivable for teams if you're on full health and it's one person being hit by it. But obviously, you know, I guess to be fair, we got both the UIs could dodge. So if he AoEs on this turn, even if it's extreme versus super as well, so it's actually more than 600k. I was going to say, because there is the potential that they could survive, because we did get 2 rainbow orbs, so they do have a little bit of damage reduction. So as long as Tech UI and STR UI both dodge, then I think we would survive the turn. But then of course it depends, like, then where does he super on the next turn, because AGL UI Goku is going to guarantee dodge, but what is everyone else on the turn going to do? So we shall see. STR UI, so now we get the super, you dodge, you get a counter, which is good as well because we do a bit of extra damage. STR UI dodges, and then yeah, it was like 600 and something K, but we're still alive. In fact, the blue boys should finish him off, hopefully, right? We've got 2 rainbow orbs, so they're getting 2 extra attacks guaranteed here. Getting the crits. Really need them to, yeah, lock in and do these additional supers instead of additional normals, and then I think we just kill him this turn. So No, one more super. There you go. Hopefully this is it without needing to crit. 15 mil attack. Get the crit for good measure. There you go. Whew, and we take him out. Yeah, they took just over 600k. So we survived with how... Oh, we got the... Did we get a full heal? Was that the turn where we did the Dokkan attack? Yeah, it was, because we died the previous turn. So yeah, we get a full... I really wanted to see exactly how much HP we were on. But yeah, they just about survived that. If we'd got some more rainbow orbs, they would have taken a bit less. But yeah, that's what happens when the boss lowers your defense on super, is you can take some big damage. And with that being an AoE as well, like, fortunately, both the UI Gokus dodged. So yeah, there you go. That is stage 3 of the Goku Story Edition Red Zone versus Android/Cell Saga. That one was definitely interesting. Only 2 phases, but very tanky. I feel like this one's going to be really, really hard for the Heroes team, because having that domain helps so much to like nerf Cell's abilities and obviously allow him to be sealed. But no one on the Heroes team has a domain, so that's not an option. But yeah, any teams that have a domain, so a lot of extreme teams will find this run fairly easy. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on down below in the comment section. But we can go ahead and claim our missions here. So we've beaten stage 3 of the Red Zone, and then we've done our special mission to beat stage 3 with the tournament participants team. So let's go ahead and end the video off here. We do have, of course, the tickets. I'm not going to use all of them now, but we have our SSR guaranteed one for the Goku Story, Vegeta Story, Red Zone. So let's see what we get here with our guaranteed SSR ticket for beating the mission. Hercule on Boo. Does that mean we're pulling an LR? I mean, unfortunately for me, with these kind of ticket banners, like every time they've done one of these Red Zone ticket banners, I don't actually need any of the featured units, whether they're LRs or not. But yeah, look at that. STR UI Goku. You'll love to see that. So LR pull to end off the video as well. So there you go. Let me know how you guys got on. What team did you use? What build did you use for tournament participants? Have you just done it with any team to get the first clear out of the way, and then you're going to be working on tournament participants later? Let me know how you got on down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.